truth is they had to hide who he was, because if the entire world was not ready to find out the truth. That's what's happening. And honestly, I get it, right? Jesus, or I like to call him Yeshua, right, had 12 disciples, and very specific disciples that could handle this type of understanding that is what we would call higher consciousness, right? In my opinion, he was a yogi. He was not this traditional Christian person that everybody makes up Jesus to be. And I'm sorry to break it to you, but it all comes back down to the same old thing: power, manipulation, greed, right? Getting more people into the corral to control instead of getting into true freedom. I don't know about you, but when I read the teachings of Yahshua and Jesus and get into this, it's nothing but freedom, nothing but heart-centered consciousness, right? It has nothing to do with the Christian mindset of sinning and evilness and going into darkness and the devil and all of this to keep you in the 3D web, right? To keep you in the matrix. Don't you see? That was invented literally to keep us into control. That's it. Now, the real teachings of Yahshua and Jesus have to do with you and ascension, you activating this Merkaba, opening the chakras, right? Getting into your light body. He taught all of this, right? Fasting, okay? Superfoods, you name it, right? Pranayama, doing these energization techniques, right? This is the potential and the true teachings behind this master, behind this ascended master. Okay, now we have to talk about this because there's so many misconceptions behind Jesus, what he did, what he didn't do, the crucifixion, right? Resurrection, you name it. Now, I'm going to break this down as simply as I possibly can. He was here to teach us how to die consciously, how to bring us into our state of immortality, right? Because when you act like the spirit that you truly are, you are immortal. And if you act like the body in the meat suit and you identify with that, then that's what you get. It's called free will, right? Every time there's turmoil, we should never forget this. Every time there's turmoil, every time there's, chaos, destruction, and rebellion against the light, right? The darkness has prevailed on this planet. There is always going to be somebody to come down, right? And bring us back in tune to that balance. And that's what Yahshua, Jesus, did, right? And make no mistake that he had a human birth, right? These people ascended before, right? Therefore, that's why they call it a ascended master, right? Then they descend, right, down here to our level on planet Earth to teach us how to truly be kings, gods, right here, right? Kings and queens right here, living on the heaven on earth, which is right here on this planet. It's not in this imaginary place. You see, and don't you get the whole thing? Because as soon as they say, oh, you have to come through me to go to this heaven, to get to this kingdom, right? You have to come through me to get the ticket before you can go, right? And go and collect $200, right? You have to come through me. That created the control. That created all of this. And this is why we're in these mega, big box church things and just the craziness that's going down right now. And there's over 265 denominations of Christianity alone, right? So much confusion and chaos and duality just built into that structure alone. When you think about it, Yahshua, Jesus, walking on this planet, told nobody to be Christian. Told nobody to walk around and honor me and I am the son and all these things. No, it's like you are the son. We're all one. We're all part and parcel with that consciousness, with the God. We're all the son of the Father of that Almighty, right? Now, it doesn't matter whether you use Yeshua or you go into Yahweh, you go into the ancient Egyptian, Jewish, I don't care the religion, the culture, what it is. It's all practicing higher consciousness. It's all practicing what we would call unconditional love. That's what we're truly here to do. That's what Jesus taught. Look at all the pictures, every single one, right? He's like pointing to his chest, pointing to this heart chakra, opening this up. This is the key. He's literally teaching us with every photograph and everything, just every page out of that book, right, has been manipulated as well. That's also a key point that I really want to make here. The pages of that Bible, the New Testament, the Old Testament, all of these things have been changed, right? And none of those people actually spent time, right, with the man himself. This had to be knowledge that was stored away from the public and had to be kept, right? Think about Mary Magdalene, right? Think about his wife, right? Of course he had a wife and kids, right? Of course he loved his wife and had an amazing family and cherished them, and wasn't this modern structure that we see right here in our modern times at all. In fact, he was homeless. right? He had this, sense of selflessness with every soul that he saw, because he was living that oneness, that Christ consciousness 24/7. Healing, resurrection, coming back from the dead. This is all within us. Capabilities that every single man, woman, and child can have access to. And this is the very core depth of every teaching that comes from Jesus Christ or Yeshua. And this is really, really what I want to drive home, because there's been so much contamination of his name, in my opinion. There's been so much, backwashing and just brainwashing of our society. And I love Jesus. I love Yeshua. I have a great relationship with him, and I consider myself to be a person here to really expand on the truth and get away from all these misconceptions, right? Now, you have to have that direct experience in order to go through with this type of teaching, right? Now, you can't just do this through interpretation. That's why we're in the problems, right, that we're facing right now. You have to go deeper. And what does that look like, right? That looks like you developing that relationship with him yourself, getting personal, right? He's alive. He's immortal, right? He hasn't gone away. It's just the body, right? Just like you and I, we have this body now, and it's going to come down to you going back in tune with the earth, right? This body's going to decay, and it's going to go back into the earth, and you, the soul, the infinite spirit, is going to live on. He is there. He's out there right now. You can access him. That's what prayer is all about, right? Another word for that would be meditation. Go out into nature. Start meditating, right? Get as still as you possibly can. Get away from all of those distractions in your life and go in tune to nature, right? That's where he's lived. That's where he's always been, right? That omnipresence is within all of us. We just have to get all those distractions out of our life and start practicing this and bringing this mystical quality back into our life. Claim it, right? I'm telling you, the power of fasting, this self-healing mechanism, he taught this, right? He taught how to heal themselves. Yes, he did these miracles and got people out of wheelchairs and canes, and those dependencies of such and those handicaps. But what I'm talking about more specifically is the true divine energy that lives within all of us. Okay, that is it. Whether you call that Kundalini, whether you call that the prana, right, the life force, the chi, it does not matter. That is within all of us. And going back to the heart chakra, activating this part of our body, right? That's what this earth school is all about. We've done the lower chakras. You know how to survive. You've done this for many lifetimes now. It's time to go right here with the heart. And you'll notice other traditions follow this practice as well. This isn't just coming out of nowhere. This isn't just some belief, or some rabbit getting pulled out of some magic hat, right? This is concrete details on how to actually achieve what we would call happiness, right? And peace, This is capable, right? We are capable of all of this. You just have to put in the work. It's not going to happen just by the flick of a wrist, right? Just not going to happen that way. So go deeper with this understanding of Jesus. Get away from all of this manipulation, all of this greed, all of this, horrific things that happen not only to his name, but the Christian religion itself, entirely built upon something that never even happened itself, right? Think about Yahshua rolling out and say, everyone should just follow me. Everybody should be a Christian. That never happened. Just like Buddha walking around never said everyone should go practice Buddhism after I'm gone, right? Never happened, right? These are all people after the fact creating this off of something that was only made up in their mind, off their interpretation of what is, rather than you having the direct experience with that light body, with that infinite soul that we would call Jesus. That ascended master is always out there, right? Call to him, go to him, and know that you have to detox, right? You have to get away from that dependency of the senses, right? The alcohol, the drug addictions, whatever it might be, right? We have to get away from all of those things that are clouding our mind and getting away from that so we can access that higher consciousness, right? Go in tune with all of it. And the biggest point I want to make out of all of this is the flesh, right? Look at the scripture. Look at all of it there. I mean, the meat and dairy has got to go, right? Even the lion himself, right, is going to go back to eating off of grass, right? He's done it again, right? We all have to go back in tune with that Garden of Eden. And that means no more flesh, no more blood, no more eating things, right, that have eyes and families, okay? We have to go back in tune with that Garden of Eden lifestyle that has always been here. It's just a choice. So remember that. That's what he's really calling us to do. And it's time to take action on that right now more than ever. Look at these crazy times we're living in, right? Now is the time to really claim this and get in tune with the real teachings of Yahshua, the real teachings of Jesus. Start meditating, right? Start praying, start getting into that state of higher consciousness and access this and literally create a new earth right here so we can all live as one. Thank you all for being here. Shout out to the Inner Circle members. Shout out to everybody on the Patreon page. Let me know what you think in the comment section here about Jesus, you know, Yahshua, right here on YouTube, or if you're on Spotify or Apple, shoot me a little direct message on Instagram or somewhere on social media, because this is a conversation that I want to keep alive. All right, let's keep this going. Let's really claim this back and get that relationship going with that divinity that lives within each and every one of us. All right, until next time, infinite love and infinite peace. I'm out.